And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Going Nuclear, your full-blown coverage of the land. And we are here on a new spot, collecting and connecting. And alongside of me is Andrew Hagenbaugh. Drew, what is up? And welcome. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I am doing well. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here this evening. There is a lot to talk about in what is happening in Cleveland sports. And honestly, it's time to be full blown. It's time to go nuclear because we're going to have a deep discussion about what is happening here. And I don't know. I guess I'm going to ask you, Drew, where do you want to start? What bad news do we want to start off with first? Do you want to start off with the Cavs, or would you prefer to start off with the Cleveland Browns? I don't know. Which one is worse? Which one is better? Bad news, good news? Where do you want to go, Drew?
Honestly, let's just start with the Cavs because it's a little not worse than the Browns.
It's a little not worse. Although the question was asked a lot. I know on ESPN Cleveland they were talking about it, and I've been thinking about it myself as well. Which is more disappointing? The Cavs or the Browns this season?
Well, honestly, it's probably the Cavs because we never expected with the perfect start last year. We would never expect it this year.
And okay, we will check. Mike, thank you for letting us know. We will check on that. Not sure. We were working on some technical difficulties. Mike from across the pond, always with us. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we're working on that. We are working on that over here on our end. Appreciate you letting us know that, Mike. So Drew, so you were saying that I tried to change one thing over here. Maybe that will work. Drew, give us a test a syllable here, or two or five.
Yeah, test one.
Okay. Hopefully that fixes it. We will wait and see if we get anything else on that end. But so you're saying that Mike across the pond, he says the Cavs are more disappointing.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed with them. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous that a few injuries have derailed them this badly. And I know it's not just a few, it's a lot. It really is a lot at this point. Because clearly Darius Garland is not the same guy that he was all of last season before the playoffs and before his toe injury. He's been working his way back. He had a bit of a setback after he came back this season, and he has been less than stellar. I think that's the kindest way I can put it. He has been less than stellar. His defense kind of stinks. He's not shooting the ball very well. I have no idea what you even do with this guy. What do you think? Is there any way that they could possibly fix this?
I mean, you might have to make a trade. You might have to get rid of Garland. You might have to get rid of Allen. You might have to get rid of both. Like something's got to be done.
Yeah, I think the only person that is absolutely untouchable to me is Mitchell.
Yeah, sure.
He is absolutely the only untouchable. I talked to you earlier. We kind of were going back and forth and chatting about this. I think that if you're going to make a move, you might have to suffer for a couple of years. You might have to do an OKC type of thing and kind of just bite the bullet. And so I'm really not sure what you do. But you look at what OKC did. They flipped Paul George for five first-round picks?
It was something like that.
It was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that's just crazy. And so I am not, I don't know that what we're going to be able to do. Brian Windhorst was on earlier again on ESPN Cleveland talking about what the Cavs could actually do. And, it's a situation where something could be done, but you have to get worse. You have to trade to get worse, basically. And I was thinking, is there anybody that we could flip for like a rookie that has potential but isn't proven?
I mean, I think there's something you have to do like that. I don't mind blowing it up, keeping Mitchell, going a little bit younger, and just kind of building and eating it for a couple years. Because essentially, Garland injured is not helping you. Mobley now injured and not progressive isn't helping you. Allen is definitely not helping you in any sort of way. Strus is injured, obviously. Like, there's so much going on that it hinders you so much of what you could do.
Yeah, and again, sorry, Paulie Campione is who has put us on and given us this opportunity. Apologize here, trying to work out the kinks here in the settings, trying to work on the audio. So again, folks, we do apologize for the issues there. Let's see if I do one. Let's see thing here. Okay, nope, that's not going to do it. So again, thank you very much, folks, for being with us here tonight for Going nuCLEar full-blown coverage of the land. I'm about to go full-blown nuCLEar on the settings here and trying to figure out why it is that we are having this issue. As you know, you use the same software all the time, and then when you need it to work, it says, "Nah, I'm good. I'm not going to work properly for you." Let's see. Oh, Rock Doggy, what? Okay, so my mic is fine. It is okay. So it is on your end, Drew. Let me read this comment here. So Rock Doggy, thank you very much for being with us here. Cavs aren't going to make any moves. Played like garbage this year, but we know what they can do when healthy. Played almost every game with three of their regular starters, without three of their regular starters. Sorry, I don't care. I'm going to argue about this. I don't believe – I've seen this. I've seen enough. I've had it. I guess that's my point. I've had enough of this, and I worry that this is basically Donovan Mitchell trying to be a la LeBron James when LeBron James had a crappy supporting cast for all those years in his first go-round and was trying to carry everyone. So I'm not really sure what I think that it's possibly worth making a move. Yeah, exactly. I get you, dude. It's like I understand what you're saying about this, the fact that we have had all these injuries, but let's talk about how we started the season. Really, the only thing we had going on is we've had Strus out the whole time. We have had Darius Garland come back, and then he was like, let's see. Hold on one second here. Hey, Drew, check to make sure you do not have two different microphones possibly like on a computer versus a Bluetooth versus something plugged in. Just double check to make sure of that. But the fact of the matter is we started the season, Evan Mobley's healthy, Jarrett Allen is healthy, Donovan Mitchell's healthy, Darius Garland is back. Well, he didn't come back right away. He comes back and then he gets re-injured. I still think early on we were okay, you're right, but the same bad habits have continued. Not rebounding is not a matter of not being healthy. I could argue that it's a matter of you don't have your proper rotations, but not rebounding and not getting back on defense, that's lazy. That's just plain lazy. And I'm just not, not about that. And I don't know, that's kind of funny there, Mike, Sexland 2.0. So, yeah, that was always good when we had Colin and Garland in the backcourt. So let's see, what did you say here? So Tyson, Hunter, Proctor, Wade. Yeah, I like. Well, so okay, you're saying these guys are not NBA starters. Hunter, yeah, I agree. Hunter should be coming off the bench. Drew, what do you think? Hunter off the bench better?
Yeah, I would say Hunter off the bench is better.
Okay.
Because you have to try something.
Right. I like Hunter off the bench. He was a spark last year. Then you're talking about Proctor. Absolutely. He's not. You're right. He's not a starter. Tyson, though. I could see Tyson in the starting line. Hell, he's the only one giving any effort. So, I mean, I'll take the guys who give effort. I would, and let me just say this. Anybody want to argue with me that we need to glue Lonzo Ball's butt to the end of the bench and he can sit alongside of Luke Travers? I mean, I can't stand Lonzo Ball going out there and chucking. Please send me back Isaac Okoro. I'll take Isaac Okoro. This is what it's come to. I will take Isaac Okoro. Drew, I mean, I'm losing it over here if I want Isaac Okoro. I was happy about the trade, and now I'm eating it.
No, I said it on Twitter yesterday. I said I'd rather trade back Lonzo for Isaac Okoro again.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know what the deal is with these guys. It seems as though they have fallen into some very, very bad habits. Again, the lack of effort and not getting up, getting on the glass, not getting back on defense is a major problem. They showed a clip last night where Donovan Mitchell goes in the fourth quarter, makes a layup, and then just stands there. And then just stands there as the Chicago flies down to the other end for a transition bucket. They know they can run the Cavs out of the gym. Every time. Everybody has figured it out. Our defense stinks. And okay, let's see. Again, bear with us, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We are trying to work through some technical issues here. See here if we can get Drew. Drew, any luck on your end with possibly going computer or the speakers and headphones there?
I'm looking at both, trying to see if I can fix it.
Okay, all right. We will keep on rolling along. Don't you worry about it here. We've got this. We will roll with the technical difficulties here. I could argue with anybody about the garbage that the Cavs are putting out on the court. Not happy with it. Not happy with it at all. They are a major, major disappointment when it comes to in this town and the expectations. They're awful. They're awful. I'm absolutely tore up about it. And then, yeah, okay, there it is. Yeah, they looked good for 7 minutes. Then the backups came in and it all fell apart. Never got back on track. Well, whose fault is that? Okay, then fire Kenny Atkinson. I'm going all Emmett Golden on everybody here when he said, I was told that it was J.B. Bickerstaff's fault. Well, apparently not. Apparently it's an effort thing. And if that's the case, the players, this is on you. This is on you. You need to go. Something has to change at some point. You can't keep running this back. It is the literal definition of insanity. By the time we get back our players healthy, we're hosed. We are absolutely hosed. We'll be lucky to get a play-in position. And I think if I saw correctly that our draft pick, if it's low enough, it ends up being the Hawks. The Hawks get the draft pick. Is that not the biggest kick in the butt? It's crazy. I have had to step back from the Cavs because I actually had expectations. I just had expectations, and that was bad. That was my bad for having expectations. Mike, what you say, Dan Gilbert definitely is not happy, and we know he will pull the trigger. Again, I'm not bringing up topics that other people haven't already discussed. But the year that the Cavs won the title, they were 30-11, and they fired David Blatt in favor of Ty Lue. Mid-season at 30-11, 31-10, whatever the record was, they didn't actually finish strong that year. They after the change, they were, I believe, maybe 25-15. It wasn't as good as you would think. And to go into the playoffs and make the run that they did and win like they did with Ty Lue at the helm, I think he helped. Because David Blatt, as good of a coach as he was internationally, it wasn't something that was meant to be to bring him in with LeBron James. And you have a guy like LeBron James and a coach like David Blatt. It didn't work. It just didn't work. And Ty Lue was able to connect with them, and they made the most of it. So credit where credit is due there. Now, if you take a look around the NBA, I mean, in the Eastern Conference, as we look at the standings, if we just want to kind of take the 30,000-foot view here, the Detroit Pistons are 21-5. The Cavs are 15-13. Currently, the Cavs are 7 games away from the top spot in the Eastern Conference. The Knicks are following closely behind and are 2.5 games out from first in the conference, followed by Toronto. Then it's Boston, Orlando, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Miami, Cleveland, Chicago's at 10. So from the 3 spot to the Cavs at the 9 spot, there is literally a 1.5 game difference. And so here we go. Let's see so Rock Doggy, what you got, brother? have to be patient in the season, aren't going to make a move, can't trade him because it's a long season. I don't care what the Pacers were. They were tough. The Pacers were tough. Show me tough, and I'll show you belief in keeping this roster together. If there is a move to be made, I would do it. Let me put it that way. I would not hesitate to make a move if there is a move to do. At the end of the day, the Cavs stink right now. And like Donovan Mitchell acknowledged, the fans are booing, and it's deservedly so. It's absolutely deservedly so. I got issues with the Cavs and how things are going this season, and I'm going to let them know that I'm pissed off. And that's the best I can say about it. And it's in a very weak Eastern Conference. The fact that Detroit is cruising along at 21-5 is absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that the Cavs are only 7 out of first is almost amazing. Almost amazing. Drew, do we have any luck there on the audio?
Yeah, I've changed everything, but it doesn't seem like nothing's working.
Okay. Maybe, do you want to try and hop out and hop back on again, check everything out? Or
I can do.
Yeah, why don't we try to... Okay, I'll let you make changes as necessary there. I'll keep on keeping on here. Again, thank you very much, folks, for tuning in. This is Going nuCLEar, full-blown coverage of the land. Thank you to Paulie Campione for bringing us on, letting us be a part of the Collectin And Connectin Good Vibes community. Folks, be sure to check out NBATopShot.com. Lots of great stuff over there. Very interesting. I didn't know a lot about the NFTs. But NBATopShot.com, get over there, check it out. Really great stuff over there. Again, right now we are talking a little bit of Cavs basketball, trying to figure out, let's see, none of this has to do with Jared Allen, right? Well, I would say that, yeah, Jared Allen, he can go too. The only player that I deem safe is Donovan Mitchell. Other than that, they can all go. They can all go. I know that I think JA is probably a great guy, but certainly the fact that he's been out with, he was out with one broken finger on one hand, a broken finger on the other hand, that's not good. And I don't know that he is who he is. So you have to play with that. Jared Allen, if you can't expect him to be crashing the boards and throwing elbows and beating people up like Bill Laimbeer did to Larry Bird in the 1980s. That's just not realistic. It's not going to happen. So, again, they have tried to make Mobley. He's not a post presence. He's like a stretch four. They want him outside shooting. So where's the rebounding come from? Where is our tough guy? Where's our Dennis Rodman? Where's someone who's going to get dirty and get in there? I don't know, quite frankly, even if the Cavs were to make it this year, as it was, I don't know how they were going to do. Let's see here. Paulie. Let's see. Hold on one second here. Yes, we do have the Josh Cribbs jersey. Thank you, sir. That's the only Browns jersey I own. Who needs any others? Josh Cribbs, can count on him. Pride of Kent State there, Golden Flashes. Love that guy. So, yeah, Jared Allen, he is who we thought he was. And to quote Denny Green, we didn't quite let him off the hook, but he is who we thought he was. Then you look at a guy like Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley is not turning into the guy that I think we really want. He's not taking the next step. Something that just isn't right with him. Even last year, as he was winning the Defensive Player of the Year, he was very, very timid. Very, very timid. And that's a great question. Who are we Exactly, but that's my point. Trade him for a promising young talent. Trade him for a rookie. Trade somebody for somebody lesser, and you get yourself out of the second apron, and then maybe you can make some moves. It's not a quick fix. It's a potentially longer-term fix than something immediate. Because I don't know what the heck is going on out there, because they have not, and if not, again, as they talked about earlier on the Cleveland radio, you can fire the coach. You could go ahead and fire the coach, because apparently whatever Kenny Atkins is saying is not getting through to these guys. That's apparent. They have a giant film session, team meetings, nothing. absolutely nothing better out of that. They go out and then they lose to the Charlotte Hornets. They lose last night to a very bad Chicago Bulls team. All in all, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting what the Cavs product is right now, and I don't know how you fix it. It may not be, it's not simple to trade anybody. We all know that, and I understand that. But if that was an option, I wouldn't hesitate. If the better option is to get rid of the head coach, Kenny Atkinson, to bring somebody in who's a butt kicker, maybe. Also of interest or of thought is that yeah, and we almost lost to the Wizards. Great point there. And again, Mike, you're talking games against the Bulls and the Hornets. Yeah, we'll probably lose to them again. It's terrible what they're doing there. I don't know that, and this is something my point I was about to make is the way the NBA schedule is structured, there's not much time for the teams to get in any kind of meaningful practice time. So when the Cavs had about a 5-day break there with the NBA Cup and all that nonsense, you would have thought it would have helped out. And then it came out and laid an egg this past Sunday. Boy, wasn't that a kick in the junk after the Browns got their butts handed to them by the Chicago Bears. But you know what? I wasn't surprised. I had no hope, and I wasn't disappointed. So all in all, hey, that was a great afternoon of football. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. The Browns doing the Browns things, the special teams being unspecial. It was absolutely crazy. And there it is. Yeah, Mike, every team is dealing with injuries. Had enough of the lame excuse. It's a reason, but it shouldn't be an excuse. You have to play through these things. Again, great point brought up that I had kind of forgotten about in the JB years, the last season he was here, Garland is eating food through a straw because his jaw was broken. You missed Mobley for a long period, and they were very successful. Why? They played defense. They couldn't score very well, but they played defense. And I know that's a lost art in the NBA today, and it's all about the offense. But, it's one of those things. They're going to have to do something. Something has to give. And I don't know that simply getting injured guys back is going to change anything. They've got to wade that out because Mobley, his calf strain, it was 2 to 4 weeks. And then you're talking about Strus not yet back and Garland still not at full strength. Where is Sam Merrill with his hand? This is like the worst hand sprain I have ever possibly seen. I absolutely can't believe that type of an injury is, such a problem. And Mike, you bring up another great point. The Hornets were out 6 of their main guys, and they put in the effort, and they beat our behinds. And Kenny is telling them to, let's cut out all the three-point shooting. We're not shooting well. What are they doing? They're going out and shooting threes. So, to me, that's a general they're pushing back on the coach. It's a blatant disregard of what he's telling them to do. And in that instance, something has to give. I don't know where it's going to start, but I think that they may have to make a move. Now, here's another question here. Well, now that's a good point. So you talk about having two bigs both healthy, super important for the Cavs. Is it? Because I can agree and disagree. We found that you can't have them both on the court at the same time, apparently. I don't know anymore. I really don't know what the problem is with these guys. You're 15 and 13. You're currently 9th in the Eastern Conference, but you are not far out. You are only a game and a half behind the 3 seed. And so I, hope that they can get themselves back together. I don't know. I think Kenny will get fired. If they don't show improvement, it may not come in the middle of the season, but he will get fired. Isn't it funny? Like Dan Gilbert fired Mike Brown after LeBron left, then he brought him back. And important to have them on the court, one of them on the court at almost all times. That's one interesting thing there. With the injuries, they have not been able to get into their rotations. And that means who's going to be on the court? Last year it would be a matter of, okay, you're going to have Garland and one of the bigs, Mitchell and one of the bigs, and you didn't have Garland and Mitchell and Mobley and Allen for great periods of time. But that bench last year, the spark it gave the Cavs, being able to bring off Ty Jerome and DeAndre Hunter, that was a huge lift, and Sam Merrill for that matter. But now you really don't have that. And with Max Strus not being out there, and then you're trying to start DeAndre Hunter, it's just not a good combination. Any way you slice it, Cavs are in deep trouble. There was a discussion that I know I was having with Mike from the UK here. We were talking about how much did it hurt the Cavs that they lost some of their assistant coaches. How much did losing their coaches, now my brain is Damari Carroll and Jordan Ott. How did that go? Them going to Phoenix? I don't know. I'm not sure what their role exactly was, but maybe that makes a difference. Whatever it is, whoever pushed the buttons for these guys and got them to play hard, I don't even know. I don't even know. So, that being said, the Cavs are definitely, to me, more disappointing than the Browns, and absolutely have me more upset. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if Drew is back. Let's see what we got going on here. Drew.
Has anything changed?
Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, now you are muted. I cannot hear you right this second. And we are working on connection. So thank you, folks, for tuning in to Going nuCLEar, your full-blown coverage of the land here on Collectin And Connectin, Good Vibes Community. Okay, you can hear Drew. I cannot hear Drew.
Okay, let's see what we're working with.
Okay. So we're going to keep working on this here.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right, so we do have people saying they can hear you. I cannot, though. Okay, and according to Mike, Ott was behind our offense last year, so it certainly can't help if we are losing him. Wait a second. Oh, never mind. They were hearing me. Okay, good. There it is. All right, so we are not losing our minds over here. Again, thank you so much, folks. Apologize for the technical issues here. I know I am running my motor mouth here and saying the same thing over and over again, so I do apologize for that. If you take a look around the NBA, again, looking in the Western Conference, Oklahoma City 24-2, which is just crazy impressive. You win the NBA title, and now you come back and you're 24-2. Are they potentially going to face a similar fate that the Golden State Warriors had? The Warriors win in 2015 now, albeit they beat the Cavs without Kevin Love because Kelly Olynyk, Shaggy from the Adventures, from Scooby-Doo, ripped his shoulder, Kevin Love's shoulder out of socket. And then, of course, you have the unfortunate injury to Kyrie Irving in Game 1. Cavs still managed to get a 2-1 lead in that series, but they didn't have enough weaponry. With LeBron and Matthew Dellavedova trying to lead the way, that was an uphill battle. And the next year, the Warriors go out and win 73 games and were one game away from winning the title. And, for them to blow that 3-1 lead was absolutely ridiculous. And I think that, obviously the Draymond Green thing may have been the catalyst. The fact that he wasn't available in Game 5, and then something happened. The Cavs figured it out. They figured it out, and they pulled it out. The miracle of all miracles for us Cleveland fans to come back from 3-1. And, again, folks, thank you for being with us here. Okay, so that's a good question. So you don't think, Mike, that Oklahoma City will have a problem because most of their guys don't play into the fourth quarter. I could argue last year the Cavs guys didn't play into the fourth quarter, and they weren't well conditioned. And then you saw teams like the New York Knicks who were running their guys to death and fighting with the Pacers. But the Cavs, they were out of gas. You could see it in Donovan Mitchell. He was carrying the load. He did not have enough fuel in the tank to carry things for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Last year, he ran out of gas despite not playing that many minutes. He played like a career low in minutes average. It wasn't enough. It absolutely wasn't enough. You look at other teams in the Western Conference, Denver at 19-6, Los Angeles Lakers at 18-7, the Spurs at 18-7, the Rockets at 16-7. Minnesota's at 17-10. This is great. The Western Conference is absolutely loaded this season. So I don't know. I don't know that the Cavs could beat any one of those teams in a 7-game series. All the way down. I think you could go down as far as the 6th seed in Minnesota. I don't think they could beat them. I honestly don't think they can beat them. All right, let's try this. Drew.
Is this better?
And I still can't hear you.
I'm using my phone.
And he is on his phone. We are going to try. Hold on one second. Let's see. Okay, Drew, are you there?
Can you guys hear me?
Still can't hear you. Drew, what did you do to yourself? Okay. I think you're doing this mime thing like you were doing with Shedeur Sanders. Is that right? Is that what it is? Now, again, they're saying that they can hear you. Are they hearing you or are they hearing me?
Can you guys hear me? Am I coming in clear? Is there anything?
Okay, they are saying they can hear you. All right, so we're going to check some settings here then and try and figure out what is going on that I can't hear you. Okay, they are saying it is on my end. So this is great. This is great. Okay, let me remove myself and I'll come back in.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, we're going to give it a go here. We're going to try it.
I apologize, guys. I am so sorry because this is the first time this has happened. I use StreamYard for other things and nothing has gone bad ever. So I don't know what's going on.
Okay, Drew, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I still can't. All right, you guys can hear both of us. I can't hear you though, Drew.
Oh boy.
Huh.
This is
crazy.
weird.
So, folks, I do apologize for the technical issues. I'm going to figure this out one way or another. Speaker. Okay, try that. Drew, testing 1, 2. Still there?
I'm here. Are you there? Nope. Still can't hear me.
Okay. And breathe in, blow out. Yes, you may need closed captioning. I like this. I like that we are getting the nice suggestions here for the closed captioning. I am not certain what is going on. There it is.
It's weird because I never had issues with this ever before. This is the first time. Can you hear?
You know, I had a friend in elementary school who messed with the poor bus driver who was hearing impaired, and he would do the thing where he would mime words to him, and he would then turn up his volume on his hearing aid and then he would yell at him, and it was really disrespectful. It was funny at the time, but disrespectful. Definitely. Okay, let's see. Playback. Okay. Got it. Okay, hold on one second. We're gonna try and. This is good. This is good stuff here. So bear with me, Drew. I think we're gonna try a different solution here. See if I can find this and play you. Oh, this is great, guys. We are having good times here.
This is a fun
as we
time.
try to figure this one out. Appreciate you all being with us, and let's see if I can get to one spot here and make this work. Okay, Drew, say a few syllables.
Can you hear me? At least on the stream. Can you hear me? Hello? 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing.
Okay. Yes. Okay, I can hear you now on the other device. Drew, give it a talk for a minute. I will be right back. I'm going to get an AirPod so I can have you plugged into 1 year.
So, this is funny because we've never had this issue before. If you tuned into the Crunch podcast, this wasn't an issue, or if you Like I've never had an audio issue or like a speaker issue, nothing like that. It's so weird that this is happening. So I do apologize if everything has been going wrong. This has never been an issue like ever. Keep going. Can you at least hear me? Is there is there audio coming through your earphones, headphones? Can you hear what I'm saying? Am I coming in clear? Am I fuzzy? Am I mute? Am I? Is there anything? Well, hopefully I'm coming in clearly and not muffled or anything like that. So if you guys can hear me, hopefully I'm not coming in like all like So hopefully Ethan can figure it out and hopefully he can hear me and we can actually do this properly. Still nothing from Ethan. Wow. So is it something from my end then? Is it what is it going on your end? Because I have no idea what is going on. This is very, very intriguing because I have not had an issue with this like ever before. This is very, very interesting.
Okay. Okay. There we go. All right. Keep talking.
All right, can you hear me? Is everything coming in? Can you at least hear a delayed audio of me coming in? And can you?
Yeah, you are
Is
coming
it
in clearly. You're not
okay?
muffled. I don't know what's going on. So again, thank you so much for everybody uh, for helping us or sticking through it with us as we are having these issues. But um,
Oh,
okay.
okay, I can hear you. Still can't hear me.
Well, this is fun, guys. This is
This is
absolutely
entertaining.
fun.
This is pure
Yeah, I
entertainment.
can hear you a little bit.
Is that better? Hopefully,
Okay,
this is
we're
better.
gonna try one other thing here.
Can you hear me?
Hold on one second.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you. Just one second. Okay, can you hear me, Drew?
I cannot hear you.
Okay, can you hear me, Drew? Okay. This is the craziest thing I have ever heard.
I I can't hear anything.
Okay. Okay, Drew, I am on now. I should be on my Mac microphone and speakers. Can you hear me at all?
Nope. I can't hear you at all.
Hold on.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's great. Mike from the UK can hear both of us, which is the funniest thing ever. And I got one more option and one more thought of what to do. So,
Oh, I heard that.
okay, can you hear
This
me,
is
Drew?
crazy. I have no idea what's going on.
Drew, can you hear me?
Nope, I can't hear you.
You, are you serious?
Nope, still nothing.
I am on my phone. All right, this is weird. Okay, hold on. One more thing.
I'm also trying to work on what I can do on my computer here too to see if I can't change something.
All right,
Oh, I can hear that.
you can hear me,
Yeah, I can hear you.
and I can hear you.
Did we figure this out?
Hold on. Well, all right. Check 1, 2.
Yeah, I can hear you. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I can hear you. Check 1 2 3 4. Can you hear me? I can hear myself.
Okay, I kicked myself out of the studio. Drew, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. This is intense. The,
Try this again.
oh man.
All right.
Oh, I can hear
Drew,
you.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hey, Drew, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. No. Can you hear me? No, can't hear me. Trying to talk to my AirPods to see if that works.
Okay, Drew, I am talking on my iPhone. Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, but you can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Can't hear me.
Okay, well, this is just guys. I this has actually turned into a comedy show. The fact that we are
Yeah,
trying to get this to work and nothing is working. I absolutely don't
I don't know what's
understand
going
this.
on. I don't
I
either.
okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's hey, okay, let's jump in as guests, Drew. If you can hear me.
Okay.
Drew, jump out and we'll
Hello.
Hello.
Hey guys, how about we just go? I cancel this out and I just go to a live on X, and then I'll have you join.
Alive on. Yeah, I don't. The funny thing is, I can hear you now,
You can
but
hear
I
me?
can't hear Drew. Wait, now I can hear you, Drew. But
Oh,
am I
wait,
hearing you?
Yeah, this is weird. I can hear both of you just fine. And
All right, I'm just gonna remove myself from the stage, and you guys can keep going. Then maybe that'll work.
Yeah, let's give it a try. Drew, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. All right, we are going to
Oh,
do it this
cool.
way. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Guys, thank you everybody for sticking with us. I sincerely apologize for all of this. I don't know what connected or disconnected here. I was going on a rant about the Cavs, and now I know I already know what my going nuclear topic is going to be, Drew, and we're going to have fun with it. Yeah, I don't know. I tried reconnecting and resetting multiple different things, none of which wanted to work. This is fun. This is what happens. We don't write it, and we'll do it live. We'll do it live. All right, Drew. Enough about the Cavs. They suck. Okay.
Yeah, they do.
We did just need Paulie to hop on because clearly that something was completely fudge. So, Drew, let's talk about the clowns.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's talk about the Browns. They absolutely stink. But the question is, I mean, we could go over the numbers from the game against the Bears. And what's that really going to tell us? That we suck?
Yeah, that's really all it does.
I mean, it pretty much confirms exactly what we thought about everybody on the team except for, Myles Garrett. The unspecial teams showed up once again. How does Bubba Ventrone still have a job?
You're telling me. I mean, he makes Mike Prefer look like a living legend.
Absolutely. It's horrible. It's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. And I don't know. The Bears still suck.
They're better than us, apparently.
Very, very much so better than us. No, it was absolutely brutal watching that game on Sunday. And even though that's what I expected, it's absolutely what I expected out there. One positive that I found from it is I like the connection that Shedeur Sanders has with Isaiah Bond, because it looked like Isaiah Bond was an absolute waste of a pick. He was an undrafted not even a pick, an undrafted free agent. Do you think would you take that as a positive there, Drew?
Oh, of course. Like, if there's a small sliver of positivity, we could at least look at that and be like, you know what? We have a legit deep threat.
We do. The problem is we have nothing else. We've got a Jerry Jeudy problem, where he just, I don't even know how to describe what's wrong with that guy.
No, I don't think anyone can explain what's wrong with him.
It's like he had a great season last year, and then all of a sudden forgot how to play football.
Well, he's got stones for hands. That's the issue.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you a question then. We're going to talk stone hands. I got to ask you this question. Greg Little, Jerry Jeudy. I stumped you.
Honestly, I take Jeudy over Greg.
Okay. Yeah. Greg Little was horrible. That guy was an absolute bust. And speaking of busts, I think that we know that the defense was toast without Denzel Ward.
1,000%. Like, I never seen a secondary that could not do anything without their star.
Yeah, and you got to remember, we're also down two really key players.
For sure. Martin Emerson's out. That's a guy we could really used right now too. Like,
and I like Campbell. I do like Campbell.
So do I.
And so if you have, let's say, and I don't know, I know that I think that I understand Martin Emerson is in a contract here, but if we can bring him back, that'll be very, very helpful, because if you have Emerson, Ward, and Campbell, you got a pretty formidable defensive back trio there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And Myles Garrett, so he's now what? Is he 21 and a half sacks? So he's one full sack away from the record, or is he at 21? Because they took away half a sack.
Yeah, I believe that puts him at 21.
Yeah, I lost track of it. I
21 and a half. 21 and a half.
Okay, so he was 21. That's right. So they took away half a sack last week. So screw the official score there in Chicago. That was not an error. That was a hit, or whichever one it is. I like this one. Mike says, draft me Igbinosun. Would you take Igbinosun in the late mid-round or somewhere in the mid-round?
I would. I mean, he's a good deep safety. I think the only problem is that there's times where he does get burned a little bit, sometimes every so often, or he gets burned at the line of scrimmage. But other than that, I think he's got a good recovery. I think he makes good defensive plays. I would say it would help to have a coach that can help him limit penalties, because I know he's the one on Ohio State who draws the most defensive penalties. So,
yeah, he is very handsy. Very handsy. Speaking of people who are handsy, did you see the news about the guy at Ohio University? He followed in Sharon Moore's footsteps.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, okay, you're going to be a screw up one way or another having an affair, right? If that's true. And then you're going to go and do it such that you lose your job. Like, where's the self-control? It's shocking.
Well, my issue with it is like, these guys as coaches make millions of dollars. Even more towards even the low ends of D1 schools, like your MAC schools, whatever. I'm sure they make at least like $1 million or $2 million. Like,
I think it's probably in the hundred, in like probably $500,000. It's like
$500,000. Yeah.
Regardless, it's enough money. It's way more than I make. It's 6-7 times what I make in a year.
Exactly. Like, you're telling me you can't stay away, or you're thinking like, oh, maybe I'm just gonna ruin my whole career, my whole life, and this sounds like a good time.
Okay, now this is an interesting question. Do you know anything about this, Drew? I don't. Asia Bam Adebayo? Bam.
I was thinking Bam Adebayo. Is it Asia Wilson too?
Oh, maybe.
From the WNBA?
They're gonna have a super baby.
That is gonna be a super baby if that's the truth.
It will be, man. It'll be like a super baby. Who was it that was married to? Hallie. Okay, yes, it is. It is. They're gonna have a super baby. What was it? David Justice, who was married to Halle Berry. Yeah. I talk about a good-looking child.
That is a good-looking child.
Talk about a good-looking child there. No, I think that's kind of cool. That is definitely off topic. Thank you for throwing that in there. Okay, so there were people a few weeks ago, one Tony Grossi, who was crowning Jim Schwartz and saying, hey, he should be an interim coach. Do we still think that the defense is that good? Because I don't.
No, I like. There's always room for improvement for sure. Do I think Jim Schwartz would be a good interim? I don't really think so. Like, I don't know how much leadership he has, and I think that's the biggest thing for me as a head coach is you need leadership. You need leadership quality. Like a Mike Vrabel is like a very perfect example. Mike Vrabel is a leader, and he knows how to get his guys to do what he says without any trouble, any issues whatsoever. Dan Campbell reminds me a lot of like a Greg Williams, where he's very vocal and very like anger and has like the little I'm gonna, if you don't do this, I'm gonna break a bottle over your head, like type of attitude. But that's also very effective because again, it gets people to listen and do what you need them to do. James Schwartz is kind of like, I wouldn't say a Kevin Stefanski like.
He's definitely, he's got more attitude than that.
Yeah.
But I feel like his defense, I know they're tired a lot, and because the offense stinks, but to get shredded on the ground like they've gotten shredded is just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Find me our next Ben Johnson. Okay, well, who is the next Ben Johnson?
Who would be the next Ben Johnson? Maybe Joe Brady?
That's what I was kind of thinking, because I see his success with Allen looks good. I like what he's done there. And Joe Brady was with Joe Burrow down at LSU.
Exactly.
So I might consider that. Please don't send me Bill Belichick. I'm not dealing with his jackassery and Jordan. I don't need Jordan here. We got enough issues. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. Shedeur Sanders regressed a little bit, to say the least. But is that really a matter of him not having enough reps?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a big part of it. And, going into a situation where you have 4 of your 5 offensive linemen out, that definitely doesn't help. And when you have receivers besides Fannin who can catch a ball, that really doesn't help much either. So I think there's definitely there's things that Shedeur could do better. Like there's 2 of the 3 interceptions that were maybe don't do that.
Well, it's the same type of play where he got baited into it.
Yeah, exactly. And those are rookie mistakes. Those those come with reps. Those come with just seeing the field a little bit better. Those come from, hey, I'm a rookie in the NFL. They're gonna know how to bait me, and I'm gonna fall for it. That happens all the time. Josh Allen fell for it a couple times in his rookie year. So did Burrow. So did Mayfield. So did everyone. It happens. But that's how you grow, and you watch film, you look at the bait, and you be like, okay, if I see that again, I'm not gonna get baited this time. So it's a learning progress, but he definitely shows a lot. Hey, listen, if we could build around this guy, he could be at least good enough to get us some wins.
Okay, so that brings me to our question, and we'll do this because I apologize for the technical difficulties, guys. So we'll try and make this kind of a little bit abbreviated. So the question is coming up. We don't know what's going to happen with the coach and the GM here. We have no idea. But there have been times that the Cleveland Browns have gone into the NFL draft with a quarterback on the roster, and it wasn't clear whether the quarterback was going to be the guy or not. And they had a high draft pick. And the question is, how many times did they screw that up by not drafting a quarterback? Or in fact, drafting somebody. I don't know. We went back to 99. So I started back in 99 because that's really where the curse starts, and we'll go from there. Tim Couch is your number 1 overall pick when the team comes back. Mm-hmm. Okay, great, right? The best quarterback out of that class was Donovan McNabb, and he really was the best because of the situation he went to in Philadelphia.
Yeah. I think that helps a lot.
Oh, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
The next year, so again, we've already got Tim Couch. We get Courtney Brown. Okay, no problem. 2001, we take Gerard Warren. That's arguably a terrible pick, but we still had Tim Couch. So no argument there, right? 2002, we take William Green. Run, William, run. We still had Tim Couch. Okay, Bill Belichick is too busy having fun with his You're darn right he's not thinking about the NFL. That's exactly what I'm saying. 2003, we draft Jeff Fain, a center, at 21. And we still have Tim Couch, and eventually he gets injured. That's our, or starts. He had been injured the season before, I believe, or no, it was 2003. I'm sorry, 2003 is when we make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe not. I'm getting all my seasons confused here.
It was the
02. It would have to be 02, 03 that we made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then 03, we start with Couch, but then Holcomb's there. It was still controversy because Couch had gotten injured the year before, didn't play in the playoff game. The next year, we've moved on from Tim Couch. 2004, this is the first time I think they really fudged up. We draft with the 6th pick because of Butch Davis and his gut feeling. Kellen Winslow, tight end, University of Miami. Our quarterbacks were Kelly Holcomb and a veteran, Jeff Garcia. We could have drafted Ben Roethlisberger at 11.
It still haunts me to this day to even think about that. And Ben Roethlisberger was a local kid too, so it's not like you could have gone and saw him play either.
Exactly. The next year, you could count this as another major miss for us. We have the 3rd pick because we stunk the year before. We draft Braylon Edwards. At number 3, do you know who our quarterbacks were that year?
I believe, was it 06 you said?
No. This is 05.
05? I would say Jeff Garcia is still there.
No, he was not. We got another useless backup, or useless veteran. He's a true Browns hater. Won a Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens.
Is this Derek Anderson?
No, this was Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer, that's right, Trent Dilfer.
And then Trent Dilfer gets mad because we had drafted Charlie Fry. Now, if you look at the draft, the problem is this. Alex Smith went 1 that year. We weren't getting him. Aaron Rodgers, number 24 pick. Can I interest you in Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Instead of Trent Dilfer and Charlie Fry and Braylon Edwards. I'll take an Aaron Rodgers. Thank you.
Charlie Fry might have been my fault because as a kid who grew up in Akron, my parents' house where I grew up and lived was like 2-3 blocks away from the Rubber Bowl. So I used to walk to a lot of those Akron U games with my dad. I was 10 years old in 2006. And I loved watching Charlie Fry every Saturday. And I said verbatim to my dad, I hope the Browns draft Charlie Fry. No, I was 10, so I was a little negligent with my with my reasonings.
Yeah,
but
no.
That's kind of my fault.
It is, but you might as well have been the GM. You might as well have been the GM then. You know what? I can't remember when useless Ken Dorsey played a game for us. I really want to forget that guy was ever involved with this organization. The next year, it was a horrible quarterback class in 2006. We took Cam Wembley at 13. He was horrible in his own right, but the quarterback class was awful. The next year, we had the number 3 pick. We take Joe Thomas. Hard to go wrong with Joe Thomas. And it wasn't like we passed on a quarterback early. We took Brady. We then trade up and take Brady Quinn at 22, thinking he's going to be a hometown hero. Well, he sits his butt out because he wants a bigger contract. And ultimately, Charlie Fry comes in. He's the starter. He plays, the first half of the first game, gets benched. We lose 55-0 or something?
Something like that. Something big.
He gets traded. And the next week, it was the season of dreams is what they've deemed it with Derek Anderson. And we go 10-6 and miss the playoffs because stupid Peyton Manning sits out the last game and they had Jim Sorgi at quarterback.
Yeah.
For the Colts.
God, that was awful. I hated that.
Yeah, I was on my way home traveling back from Ohio to I think we were headed back to North Carolina to my in-laws to pick up our dogs. But regardless, we were on our way back and I watched that game in horror. But of course, if Derek Anderson hadn't pooped the bed in week 15 at the Bengals, throwing interceptions all over the place, we might not have had that problem.
Exactly. Got to play a clean game.
You do. All right. 2008, because we had made the trades, some other trades, and traded into the first round to get Quinn, we had no first round. We had no picks in the first 3 rounds of the draft. In 2009, we go for Alex Mack at 21. We had traded down twice in the first round. You and I talked about this earlier. Originally, our draft spot was the 5th pick, which we traded to the Jets. The Jets took Mark Butt Fumble Sanchez.
Yep.
I don't feel like we missed out there.
No, I don't either. I would rather have a center.
Right. Okay. The next year, 2010, we take Joe Hayden at 7. Our quarterback room, would you care to guess our quarterback room that year in 2010?
2010, that was an odd year. Wasn't it something weird like Spurgeon Wynn and
No, Spurgeon Wynn is a lot, but you're not far off. We had Jake Delhomme, former Carolina.
I thought he was early. I thought he was 08.
No, Spurgeon Wynn was way early. He was in the Doug Peterson days.
Oh, that's right.
We had Jake Delhomme, the starter. We drafted Colt McCoy in the 3rd round.
That's who we drafted, Colt McCoy.
And Seneca Wallace was on the roster. We had gotten him, I think, from Seattle. Sam Bradford went number 1 overall. That was not a great draft class. Quarterback. It was a terrible quarterback draft class. But we had a high pick. We didn't take the best quarterback was off the board. We didn't reach. We got McCoy in the 3rd round. No harm, no foul. The next year, Phil Taylor We take him at 21. We had McCoy coming back. He was the starter. But let me tell you this. We weren't in position. The number 1 pick, Cam Newton, okay, we weren't going to get him. But the rest of the guys in the first round are horrible. Jake Locker at number 8, Blaine Gabbert at number 10, and Christian Ponder at number 12. So did we really miss out? No, we couldn't do it. And so what I'm saying is we don't need to reach for somebody just for the sake of reaching. Number 2012. Well, we have the number 3 pick. Andrew Luck is absolutely going number 1. He goes 1. RG3 out of nowhere ends up going number 2, and Washington traded the farm for it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Then Ryan Tannehill goes 8. We get 30-year-old Brandon Weeden, or whatever age he was, so he could get stuck under the flag like a senior citizen.
That was a time, man. That was a time. Because, he was, 29 when we drafted?
Yeah, he was like 29. Now, the only quarterbacks that really came after in that draft that were really good, Russell Wilson at 75 and Kirk Cousins at 102. But those guys weren't selected to be starters necessarily, right? In fact, Mike Flynn, I believe, was the person who was supposed to start in Seattle. But it was clear when Russell Wilson went in there in training that he was the guy. And there you have it. And then Kirk Cousins, he was behind RG3. RG3 eventually goes down with all the injury bugs. And then he gets his opportunity, and he's obviously made the most of it. He is very good, but he's not great. But, is my read on that. 2013, we're still rolling with Brandon Weeden. And Weeden, I think, yes, Mike, to your question, when did we get – I think Brian Hoyer was there in 2013. He got injured. He was in there for games. He gets injured on that Thursday night game against Buffalo, if I recall correctly, because I think they had benched Brandon Weeden, if my memory serves me correctly. So we take Barkevius Mingo at 6. Now, again, we're still hoping that Brandon Weeden's going to be good. Do you know who the only quarterback was that went in the first round that year, Drew?
I don't remember that.
E.J. Manuel. That's why you don't remember, because he sucked. Okay. So, again, you've got another year where it's like, okay, we weren't drafting a quarterback anyway, and the only one that went was terrible. In 2014, this is just disgraceful. The Browns have the 8th pick. Now, earlier than him, I will say this was he had one good season. Blake Bortles went at 3. The Browns draft Justin Gilbert, sight unseen, at number 8. And they trade up to get Johnny Football at our favorite number, 22. The only players that I would have thought about that we didn't draft right there, that we could say is a minor mistake. I mean, it was a major mistake to take Manziel. But Bridgewater went 32. Derek Carr went 36. And Jimmy G went 62. I think that Carr might have been successful here.
Yeah, Carr was very, very successful.
Bridgewater, obviously, he ran into injuries. He was okay, but injuries. 2015, still, we've got Manziel coming back. We go with Danny Shelton at number 12.
Yeah.
And we've also brought in we've got Josh McCown. The quarterbacks that went before that in the first round, Jameis Winston at 1, Marcus Mariota at 2. Again, we couldn't have even drafted that high. We didn't have the pick. So I don't know. Yeah, wanted Carr fuming when we took Manziel. Well, the bum on the street told us to do it. Then we get to 2000 and let's see. So where are we at? Now we're in 2016. We end up taking at number 15 Corey Coleman, and then at 32 Emmanuel Ogbah. Philadelphia trade. We had the number 2 pick. And Philadelphia traded up, and they took Carson Wentz. Do you think Carson Wentz could have succeeded here? I mean, I don't think he could have under Hugh Jackass.
No.
Or whoever the quarterback was.
Oh
my! We were horrible. I mean, it was obvious that we were just terrible. We were pretty screwed. 2017, Myles Garrett goes 1. We take him 1. And I'm sorry that you met Corey Coleman at an Indians hand. Did you punch him in the face for dropping that ball in Pittsburgh to seal our 0 for season, Mike? You should have. We go Myles Garrett 1, and we're sitting with another pick at 12. The Buffalo Bills screwed us all. They screwed the NFL by trading out and letting Kansas City jump up, and Kansas City goes and gets Pat Mahomes at 10. Then we trade out of 12, and the Texans get Deshaun Watson. It did turn into Denzel Ward, arguably, and we don't know. Again, this is like so long ago, you have no idea what would have happened with Deshaun Watson had we drafted him in the first place. And obviously, Denzel Ward is fantastic. It's not Hall of Famer worthy. He may not be Hall of Fame worthy, but he's a hell of a player. And love having him on our team. And I hate when people crap on him. I've got some friends who constantly call him soft, and I really want to, it really ticks me off. Obviously, then 2018 comes around. We're back at the number 1 pick after the 0-16 season. We take Baker Mayfield. Sam Darnold goes 3, Allen goes 7, Josh Rosen 10, Lamar Jackson 32. Arguably, maybe we should have taken Josh Allen, but there were questions about accuracy, and Baker Mayfield really did play well here. I mean, he was up and down, but he's been a very solid quarterback. Is he the GOAT? No, but he's pretty damn good, especially when you look at the past drafts and other number 1 picks. He panned out pretty well. 2019, again, we're not going to go after a quarterback. We take Greedy Williams. Our first pick is we have number 47 as we had traded away, or 46. We had traded away our first rounder in the OBJ trade. Mm-hmm. Now, 2020, that's when Andrew Dingleberry comes into play. And Andrew Dingleberry and Kevin Stefanski get Jed Wills at the 10th pick. But again, we don't need a quarterback. We've got Baker Mayfield. 2021, still with Baker Mayfield, we get Greg Newsome. The next year, now we're talking Martin, then our first pick wasn't until the second round or the third round because of the Watson trade. So Watson's on the roster, so we're not worried about a quarterback. We take Martin Emerson. 2023, we were taking Ced Tillman at 74. Again, no first rounder due to Watson. 2024, we're still relying on Deshaun Watson. We take Michael Hall in the second round. No first rounder. And then we come to this year where we come in with, we had the number 2 pick. It was number 2, right? That we traded to Jacksonville, Drew?
Yeah. It was the number 2 pick. We traded to Jacksonville for the 5th pick.
5. For the 5. And we take Mason Graham, but our quarterback room is Flacco and Pickett going into the draft. Deshaun Watson's still not able to play at that point, and he still isn't. And then we draft Gabriel at 94, Sanders at 144. Cam Ward went number 1. Dart goes 25. Shuck at 40. Milrow 92. So I guess in this exercise, I could only argue that there were 2 seasons where we completely screwed the pooch.
Yeah.
Which were 2004 and 2005. But you look at how bad draft picks have been, the quarterbacks of the first round, and it's not a guarantee if they get drafted in the first round, they're going to be any good.
Yeah.
Because it's also part because of the team around them. You're generally going to a bad team. So that brings us to our question. If the Browns, let me ask you this. If Shedeur Sanders looks like he would be the guy, right, going into next year, but you go into the draft, if you have an opportunity to draft Mendoza, would you take Mendoza over Sanders?
I personally don't think so. And
okay.
The reason being is I've always had this philosophy of you're going to be as good as the guys you have on the roster. You're going to be just as good as the team around you. So if you have the worst offensive line in the league, it does not matter who you draft. You could have Tom Brady. It does not matter. If he can't stay on his feet for more than 2 seconds, it's over. Like, he can't make anything happen. So the fact that people are like, well, we should take Mendoza. I wouldn't mind Mendoza. Don't get me wrong. Mendoza would be a phenomenal pick. But who's going to protect him? Who's going to catch the ball? Like,
right. And that's
Jerry Jeudy catching the ball for him? Oh, cool. I can't wait for 20 more drops in the season.
Exactly. And they don't have the salary cap space because of the Deshaun Watson situations, which is really still handicapping them. Would you, and I assume then, or again, you wouldn't even take Dante Moore if he were the guy. I'm not trading up. I am not trading away any assets. I am not trading up to get one of these guys. But let's say we're sitting at number 2 or something of that nature. And whatever the situation is, someone wants to come up to get the draft pick. And we slip down a few spots. I think that's the best case scenario. You go down just a couple of spots so that whichever team that the Raiders and the Jets have to have a quarterback. Those two teams absolutely have to have a quarterback. And now I could throw in Miami as needing a quarterback. And they're going to be way further back in the draft. I mean, they're going to be middle of the pack.
Yeah.
So I say that if you can trade down and still get, for me, I know this is a homer take. I'm taking Carnell Tate with my first pick because he's going to be gone quick unless he screws up in the combine or a pro day. He's going to be like probably the first receiver off the board. I want him. He is big, he is strong, he is fast, he is reliable, and I want an Ohio State wide receiver. Is that too much to ask? And I don't want Brian Robisky.
No, that's definitely not too much to ask because I've mentioned this before. Like my choice would be with that pick that you have, it's Carnell Tate, and then with the second first round pick you have, it's guaranteed offensive lineman, guaranteed.
Yeah, absolutely. And so again, Miami definitely needs a quarterback. Yeah. Do you think they would maybe they wanted Deshaun Watson in the original Watson sweepstakes? You think he would maybe they would pay for part of his salary and take him off our hands? I think they'd like him. He and Mike McDonald would get along well. He loves Miami. He loves being on the yachts, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say why not. Like maybe it's worth the call to see like, hey, would you eat up like a little bit, like 25% of the contract?
Right, exactly. I think that would be a very reasonable thing to do. No, they've got a big contract on their hands. I don't know how bad the salary cap is, but Tua is a big salary.
Yeah, he's a huge salary. They overpaid for him deeply.
They did. And it just proves how hit and miss it is. And again, then Mike, also good point here, possibly if you did move down, take Tate or Lemon from USC. Again, I'm thinking no quarterback. And again, the whole point of the exercise here, Drew, and for everybody listening, thank you so much for going through that pain with us, is as much as you sit here and you go, oh, you have a top pick, you have to draft these guys. Well, I'm here to tell you that just because you have a high pick doesn't mean you need to draft a quarterback if the quarterback is going to get destroyed out there. And also, if the quarterback class is not that good. And quite frankly, I don't think this year's quarterback class is going to be that good. It's really down to about 2 quarterbacks, and maybe you throw in Ty Simpson, but I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do that. I'm thinking it's going to be Mendoza and Moore. Those are the top 2 quarterbacks, and everything else after that is kind of meh.
Yeah, and my thing too is if you draft around Shedeur Sanders, you get him a receiver, you get an offensive line or whatever, and say he kind of the same. He still doesn't really pan out then I would start looking at a quarterback in the draft upcoming and be like, okay, we build around him. We have a good offensive line now. We have guys who can catch the football. It's still not working out. Now we can start looking at maybe another quarterback because again, Watson's going to be gone. Gabriel, we can push him off to the side. He's not going to matter anymore. And be like, okay, keep Shedeur as a backup. I wouldn't say why not. If he's not panning out, no one said you had to keep starting him. You can go ahead and draft another quarterback afterwards if you really wanted to. So I don't get the sentiment of needing to draft a quarterback for no reason, just to put him in a similar spot as Sanders and Gabriel, just for them to get sacked 5-6 times a game, throw 3 interceptions, and, they look horrible. And it's like, well, if they went to a good team with a good offensive line, just fine. Nothing would happen to them. So, I always use the phrase like, "Would have Tom Brady succeeded in Cleveland?" Absolutely not. Why? Because the offensive line was abysmal. He would have gotten killed multiple times.
Well, right. Yeah. No, you make
catch the football for him.
Well, right. You make a great point, Drew, and it's one of those things where, and thank you for tuning in, Chewy Wolf. kingdom there. Yo to yourself, my friend. But look at a guy, David Carr got ruined.
Yeah, absolutely.
In Houston. He got in there and just got killed. Even to an extent, Tim Couch got killed here and kind of got ruined with no offensive line. And that he could have had a much more successful career if he had had a decent offensive line. So I think that at this point, rebuilding the offensive line is key because we can't run the ball. It's clear we cannot run the ball right now. And then I think the other pieces of it, which I'm seeing a lot of stuff put out on social media about Sanders holding on the ball a little bit too long. He's missing open guys. He's trying to find big plays. That's something that needs to be coached. And that's where you start to say this was coaching malpractice and GM malpractice, that what they did this spring and going into and summer was completely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then that's a good question. How long did it take for Bryce Young to look respectable in Carolina? Well, it's taken a couple of coaches. It took, Canales is the second coach, but it's like his third year. And he's finally got him looking decent. I think that Sanders can be pretty darn good. He's got something about him that makes me confident in him. And Drew, I can't see you. So I hope you are still there. And if not, there you are.
Sorry.
No. Now you're just playing games here. This is not peekaboo. This is not peekaboo here, Drew.
There we go. Sorry.
What are you doing to me, dude? No.
There we are.
Okay, you're good. You're good. So anyway, I think that's where we are going to have to leave things on that debate. But Drew, here's what I'd like to know. So first of all, actually, let's take this one step here. Let's talk real quick about the college football playoff. The CFP will be starting up here this weekend. Who do you have this weekend? JMU and Oregon. I assume we can count on you picking Oregon, right? And you're not there. Okay, this is not good. Okay, Drew, what are you doing? Oregon or JMU?
I'm good now. We're good.
Okay. Drew, JMU or Oregon?
Oh my God, Oregon.
Okay, yeah, that's a no-brainer there. Okay, no-brainer there. Oh yes, there it is. That's the great Pikachu. Yes, Pikachu indeed. Okay, so next up we've got Alabama, Oklahoma. Who do you got? Alabama, Oklahoma.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with.
It's at Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Oklahoma.
Okay, Tulane and Ole Miss. Ole Miss going to be without their head coach, who's left for LSU, left for allegedly greener pastures.
I still think it's going to be Ole Miss, just because
I know. It's Tulane. It's Tulane.
It's Tulane.
Okay, I respect them. I'd love to see a game out of them.
Yeah.
Mike, you're going Oklahoma, Oregon, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Now that brings us Miami, Texas A&M. It's going to be at Kyle Field. Can Miami pull an upset, or will Carson Beck be too busy thinking about what he's going to do off the field?
See, I thought about this one because anyone could be A&M at Kyle Field. I do think it could be Carson Beck just because of its experience in previous college football playoffs. So he has the experience of being in this situation. But I do think A&M is, again, overall the better football team, and they're at home. So the crowd could be a little too much.
Although they almost got their butts beaten by South Carolina. And yes, in fact, how do you leave your team when they're in the playoffs? Weak sauce. Lane Kiffin is weak sauce, okay? Lane Kiffin is a sad sack. He's awful.
He's horrible. I hate Lane Kiffin.
Well, everywhere he goes, he leaves a mess behind.
Oh, 1,000,000%. Like, I don't think he's left a good situation.
No, he's the guy on the episode of Seinfeld, the boyfriend who does the bad breakups. And he comments on the person, says something to them as like basically they're exiting the relationship and makes them all self-conscious, and it's ridiculous, Yeah. There it is. Lame Kiffin. Exactly. And I hope that they suck at LSU. That would make me very happy. Okay, well, on the subject of, since we are Buckeye folk, Miami, Texas A&M, let's say if you think Texas A&M wins, how do you think that matches up for OSU?
I mean, it's going to be a difficult matchup, obviously. College football playoffs, this is where things get a lot more difficult. But again, if Matt Patricia has his defense still like unpredictable and playing well, I mean, you held Indiana and their high-powered offense to 13 points. If this defense continues to do that, you gotta hope that Julian Sand gets his mind together and plays good ball. Because if he does play good ball and he doesn't do what he did against Michigan and Indiana in the first possession, throw a pick, the kid's gonna be just fine. Because the kid seems like he could play in high leverage situations. Like he's shown that in Michigan in the weather, and he's shown that. I do think he played well against Indiana. I think Indiana's loss was more so on Ryan Day, more so than Sand, because again, Ryan Day in big games tends to choke it a little bit and gets too conservative with his play calling. So
they were doing stuff that seemed to have Sand confused.
Yeah, so I would say if Ryan Day doesn't get in his own head, I think we should just be just fine.
All right. Okay. Finally, here, as we like to go nuclear here, and so Drew, I would love it if you could tell everybody what has you going nuclear this week, today. Could be sports related, could be just something around town. What has you going nuclear?
Well, besides the issues we've had for this podcast today, that could easily be the going nuclear moment of
yes, for both of us.
Yeah. I will say this, and I'm never really a political type of human being, but it's the fact of Donald Trump issuing travel bans for people like in Senegal and Ivory Coast, because obviously we're the hosts of the FIFA World Cup. People are going to come and travel from all over the world to come see this and spend a load of money here. This is money for the United States. This is money for the country. This is just a fun time for a nation to just relax and enjoy something special. And for these travel bans that are continuing to happen, it limits worldwide fans from coming here, not only just for the World Cup, but to experience what the U.S. is like, to see like, hey, maybe things aren't so bad, or hey, maybe, this. So it makes me upset that the biggest global event in history is being slowly torn away because we have a guy who just hates people, and it's like at this point it's going to be empty seats at the World Cup because no one's going to be able to come here and travel. Tickets are going to be $1,200 per game, and it's going to ruin the game, and the U.S. will probably never host it ever again.
Well, yeah, probably the games that are played in Canada and Mexico will be sold out, and the ones in the U.S. won't. I did see there was some backlash. Now, no, I think that when you start getting the politics involved with an international thing like this, and the people at FIFA, you have to blame them too, and how they
set the ticket prices and whatnot too.
Right, and how they are getting involved. It's really a bad situation there. Well, I mean, as you said, what has me going nuclear this week, Drew, well, other than our technical difficulties, which we've obviously worked through, I kind of went off about it, but it's the Cavs. It's still the Cavs. I was angry about it the last time I went nuclear, and I'm still angry. I continue to be angry about them. Every time they go out on the floor, they disappoint me, and I'm not going to take it anymore. And you know how I'm going to fight this? I'm not going to watch. And you know why I'm not going to watch? Because I don't have the NBA League Pass, and unless they're on national TV, I'm not going to find them. And I probably won't even watch them on Christmas Day. I'm going to watch A Christmas Story. I'm going to watch Ralphie and his Red Ryder BB gun over and over and over and over again, and not watch the Cavs. That's
sounds like a play.
I think it's a very good plan. So the Cavs, once again, you have me going nuclear. So, folks, want to thank everybody who has tuned in tonight. Thank you very much for sticking with us through all the with our technical difficulties. Really do apologize for that. When you're going live, anything can and will happen. Of course, want to thank Paulie Campione for letting us be a part of this on really do appreciate coming in and hosting our show here, part of the Collectin and Connectin Good Vibes community. And so remember, folks, head over to NBATopShot.com. Check them out. Lots of cool stuff over there. The NFTs, really cool stuff. So anyway, really thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you very much, Paulie, for having us be on here and part of Collectin and Connectin. And so for Drew Hagenbaugh, I'm Ethan Greenberg, and you've been tuned in to Going nuCLEar, full-blown coverage of the land.